Everyone trusted him. Not because he was loud or impressive or bold. They trusted him because he was honest. At least that's what people said. And for a long time, he believed it too. But honesty is easy when it costs nothing. The real test comes when truth demands sacrifice. This is the story of a man who passed every easy test and failed the one that mattered. His name was Lucas. He worked in a mid-sized company and lived a comfortable life. He followed rules. He spoke politely. When conversations were casual, he always chose the truth. If someone asked his opinion about a movie, he gave it honestly. If a coworker asked for feedback on a small task, he didn't lie. People admired that about him. Lucas believed honesty was about words, saying the right thing, not exaggerating, not lying when it was unnecessary. And because life rarely put him in difficult positions, his honesty remained unchallenged. He often told himself, "I don't lie. I never have." That sentence became part of his identity. If this sounds familiar, pause for a moment. Stories like this aren't meant to entertain only. They are meant to reveal. If you appreciate stories that quietly expose uncomfortable truths, like this video and subscribe to Stories That Teach. These stories are for people who are willing to look inward. One afternoon, Lucas noticed tension at work. A project had gone wrong. Deadlines were missed. Money was lost. Management was asking questions. Everyone was nervous. Lucas knew exactly what had happened. He had seen it days earlier. Small mistake by his teammate, Evan. Fixable at the time, ignored by Lucas. At that moment, Lucas had said nothing. Speaking up would have meant extra work. Maybe conflict. Maybe blame. It was easier to stay quiet and assume someone else would handle it. Now, in the meeting room, the manager asked a simple question. "Does anyone know where this started?" The room was silent. Lucas felt his heart beat faster. He knew the truth, saying it would shift attention, maybe even anger. His honesty suddenly felt expensive. He looked down. He stayed quiet. The blame moved elsewhere. Another department took the hit. Evan stayed silent too, unaware of how close the truth had come to the surface. The meeting ended. People returned to work. Lucas told himself he hadn't lied. He just hadn't spoken. There was a difference, right? That evening, Lucas felt uneasy. Not guilty, just uncomfortable. He pushed the feeling away. Life went on. Days later, Evan approached him, nervous, confused. He asked Lucas if he knew what had gone wrong. Lucas hesitated and gave a vague answer. Not false, just incomplete. Evan thanked him and walked away, carrying a weight that wasn't fully his. That night, Lucas sat alone, replaying the moment. For the first time, his favorite sentence felt hollow. I don't lie, but the truth had been right there. And he had chosen comfort instead. Weeks passed, the project fallout grew. Evan was called into meetings. His performance was questioned. His confidence faded. Lucas watched quietly. Every day, honesty asked a little more from him, and every day he refused. Until one morning, Lucas made a mistake of his own, a real one. This time, there was no buffer, no silence to hide behind. The error was traced back clearly. To him, the manager called him in, calm, direct. Lucas felt exposed, vulnerable. He told the truth immediately, explained everything honestly. He expected understanding. But something unexpected happened. The manager asked, "Why didn't you speak up earlier when you noticed the issue with the project?" Lucas froze. The room felt smaller. The question wasn't loud, but it was sharp. For the first time, Lucas understood the difference between being honest when it's safe and being honest when it matters. He didn't answer right away. After that day, Lucas's image changed. Not publicly, quietly. Trust thinned. Conversations shifted. The comfort he had protected cost him more than he expected. At home, the same pattern appeared. Small truths were easy. Big ones were avoided. Apologies delayed. Conversations softened to avoid discomfort. His relationships felt polite but distant. One night, Lucas finally admitted something to himself. He wasn't honest. He was selective. Selective honesty was just another form of self-protection. Real honesty, he realized, isn't about telling the truth when it's convenient. It's about standing by it when it costs you something. Reputation, ease, approval. Lucas began changing, slowly, speaking sooner, owning discomfort, accepting tension. It wasn't heroic, it was quiet, and it was hard. Some bridges couldn't be rebuilt, some respect didn't return fully. That was part of the lesson. Honesty delayed as honesty denied. If this story made you uncomfortable, that's a good sign. Write in the comments about a moment when telling the truth felt risky. And if you know someone who believes honesty is easy, share this story with them. This is why Stories That Teach exists, not to praise clean words, but to challenge comfortable silence. Because the truth that costs nothing is rarely the truth that changes anything.